Bright Duty. Every student matters.
Hello guys, welcome back to our geography lessons. So today we have chapter 8 and the title of the chapter is called Natural Vegetation. Now when we focus on this title, it says natural vegetation, right? So now just like how we were doing drainage in the last chapter, chapter 7, and there I told you that drainage doesn't mean drain system or it does not associate with drains. In the similar manner, when you hear this term vegetation, then immediately you might think about vegetables. Right? You might think of this word being related or associated with vegetarian or vegetables, but it's not. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to learn what vegetation is and what are natural vegetations and what are not natural vegetations. Alright, so you'll see that the term vegetation does not mean vegetables, but it means to the plants. It means the trees, the forests, the animals that live in the tree. So all that consists of what we understand by vegetation. So when we look at Earth, planet Earth, right? There are other planets in our universe as well, apart from the Earth. Now, when we put together all these planets and we look at Earth, Earth stands out. It stands out because it is a unique planet. It has life in it, right? It sustains life. Earth has ocean, Earth has water, Earth has green vegetation, people living in it, all different kinds of plants, animals, birds surviving in it, right? So Earth makes a very unique planet in the entire universe. So in Earth, variety of organisms exist. Organisms mean both living and non-living beings. Everything from plants to animals to insects to all those animals and things that we cannot see with our eyes, or all those things that we can see with our eyes, with our naked eyes. So all of that exist together in Earth, okay? And all these organisms, human beings, animals, plants, and all that features that we have, mountains, all these make biosphere. Okay, all these organisms living together with the natural resources, in the area that they exist, that area with air, atmosphere, everything, that is called biosphere. Okay, the land in which everything exists. Okay. Now, in that biosphere, we see plants, animals, we see different kinds of organisms, right? Now, among those organisms, among those things that exist in biosphere, there are two which are very important. One is natural vegetation and the other is, second is wildlife. You know what wildlife is, right? Animals, insects. Now, natural vegetations are plants, trees, alright? Now, natural vegetation, it is called natural because the plants and the trees grow on their own and not without any form of intervention. So, those kind of vegetation is called natural. So vegetation means plants and trees, alright? We go out and then we see vegetation. We see forests where we see so many kinds of plants, trees, shrubs, bushes, grasses, etc. Right? Now that vegetation can be natural or cannot be natural. Alright, now natural vegetations are those vegetations where the human intervention is not present. Meaning the trees and the plants that you see in the jungle, they grow on their own without people having to come water them, without people having to come plant them, add manure or take care of them. Okay, so such vegetation which has zero human intervention, zero role played by humans, those vegetations are called natural vegetations. So they grow, the plants and the trees, they grow in a natural vegetation in an area where there is no presence of man, without any absence, without any presence of man. Okay, so in absence of man, when plant grows, when trees grow, those plants and trees form the natural vegetation. Now, the life that is sustained, the life that we see on earth, right? The life of the human beings, the life of animals, all these lives, insects, all these lives cannot exist without plants. Plants play a very important role in the existence of life on earth. Okay? Because of plants, we get wood for fuel, right? With wood, we burn and make fire. Wood is also used for building things, right? So wood is used as fuel, and it is also used to make furnitures, to make tools, to make building materials and other kinds of materials that we need, right? Now they also provide food for us. Okay, so the food and the flowers or the other things that we get, the medicine, we also get medicine from plants. We get it by growing them, right? So we do not get food from the plants not only when they are natural part of natural vegetation. We also get food from the plants when we grow them. So when we are growing, that means the human intervention is present in the growing of plants and trees. From there we get fruits, we get vegetables, we get medicine, etc. So the food that we get, we grow it, right? So we grow the plants, trees, and we get our food. Okay, so we do it out of pleasure, we do it out of need. All right, but we also get it when we do not go to natural vegetation to receive that. All right, so we get from natural vegetation, but we also get from those vegetation where people grow and cultivate the food. All right, now like I said, from the plants and trees, we get food, we get fruits, and we also get medicine out of it. We use the plants to make drugs. Drugs here means medicine. Okay, it does not mean the toxic substance which we often refer drugs to. Drugs basically mean medicine. Okay, so plants are also used to make drugs, and some of the important drugs that come from the plants are morphine, digitalis. All right, so digitalis, morphine, and other drugs can be obtained from the plants and the trees. Now the plants that we talk about, right, there are varieties of plants. Some we can see with our eyes, like how we see trees, flowers, grasses, right? But there are others which we cannot see. So they're under the sea, they're under the water, or they're so tiny that we can barely see them, right? So when we say plants, when we say trees, don't always expect those green things that we can see with our eyes. Sometimes they're so tiny, they look like they are part of the wall, but actually they are plants which grow on the wall like a natural wall. Okay, so all these are part of the vegetation. Okay, some we can see, some we cannot see. Some are so tall, some are so small and so tiny. But the only common thing, okay, between all these plants, between all these trees, are the fact that that they're able to capture the sunlight, okay, and use it as a source of energy for them. Okay, no matter how small the plant is, no matter where they grow, no matter how tall they are that we can barely see the top of the tree, no matter how different they are from one another, but there is only one common thing among all these plants and trees. That is their ability, their power to use sunlight and use that sunlight as a form of energy for them. They need energy to grow as well. Just like human beings, just like animals, we need food, right? Without food, we become so lethargic, we become sick, we become weak, we cannot live healthily. We cannot do our work. We cannot sleep properly, right? With our empty stomach, we need food. And by eating the food, we get energy, and that energy is used for our work, to use our brain, to use our hands, to use our legs, to do all the things that we do, to play, to work, everything, right? So in the same manner, the plants cannot live without the sunlight. They need it as food. So sunlight is the food for them, okay? They provide energy. So the process in which the plants use the sunlight as food for them and as source of energy for their growth, that process is called photosynthesis. Okay, so no matter how different the plants are, no matter how different the trees are from one another, but they all conduct the process of photosynthesis so that they can thrive, so that they can live, they can grow. Okay, so the process of photosynthesis, plant live and they grow. Okay, so the growth and the life of the plant is provided by this process of photosynthesis. Now there are so many species, like different kinds of varieties of plants in our world, okay, in our planet on earth. And among them, among those numerous, innumerable species of plant and trees, some have already been known, they have been studied, and we know about those plants. But there are others which we do not know about. They are yet to be discovered. They are yet to be studied. They are yet to be told to us about. Okay, we don't know about them. So there are about 4 lakh plants, okay, 400,000 plants that we already know, that are known to us. So the plants that you see around you, you just take a look and you try to name the plants. You try to see how many of them you are aware of and how many of them you're not aware of, right? You'll always see there are some that you know about, there are some your friends or your teachers or your parents know about, and there are others which nobody knows about and cannot tell the name or anything about that plant. So there are 4 lakhs, about 4 lakhs plants that are known to us. Okay, and they belong from exotic plants and trees to the garden vegetables that we have. Okay, but there are more plants which are yet to be discovered, which are yet to be studied about, okay, which are yet to be written about, so that we get that information, we know about them, and then we add to the already known plants. All right, and apart from the plants which are known to us, apart from the plants which are not known to us, there are also other plants, trees and flowers which are in danger of extinction. Okay, they're almost going to be extinct. Extinct means once it disappears, once that type of plant disappears, there is no way it is going to come back. Okay, it will just disappear. It will no longer be available in our environment, in our planet. All right, so there are more than 2,500 different trees, flowers and other plants which are on the verge of extinction. They are going to be extinct and forever remain unknown. They will not come back, they will not grow back, we will not find them in our forests, we will not find them in our gardens, we will not find them anywhere. They will be extinct. Alright.